As I stepped onto the tee of my first tournament round in a couple of years, I felt good. I've ironed out some of the kinks in my game with swing tweaks, and just a few days ago, I carded a 74 in a practice round that you can check out by clicking the link in the corner. And now it's time to tee it up on day one of the Vancouver Open. We decided in the practice round that hybrid was the club on this hole, and this one looked like it navigated the trees on the right, but not quite. It's left about 150 out. And this seems an appropriate juncture to mention that tournament golf is a different animal.
Whoa, shank.
That's a proper shank, and it's so astray that cameraman Yasha couldn't even get to the recovery shot in time. A wedge that left me a bit short of the green. It's a pitch onto a downslope that leaves me about 15 feet. And that's left a few revolutions short. And we're going to start this tournament by carding a double. Goldfish memory. I learned to put a smooth swing on a 6-iron on this hole during the practice round, so let's just do that.
Okay, so you don't want to be 100 yards right of a pin on a par 3, but that's where we are.
We'll roll with the punches here, but suffice it to say the nerves are creeping up, and I'm happy to finally put a good swing on this shot. But the reward is a funky lie in the collar that I decide to putt through, and it's misjudged. And for the second consecutive hole, we'll have a long putt for bogey. It misses a bit high, and I have to admit, at this point I'm spinning. I made 0 doubles in the practice round, and finished the round 3 over par, and here I found myself 4 over through 2. I'm doing what I can to wipe the slate clean here. My work with swing tweaks has transformed my driver into a strength, and I'm hoping to smooth one to the left side of this gettable par 5. Mission accomplished, or so I thought, because it appears that once again I'm under a tree. But
That's not my ball. Thought mine was this one.
and now my head is really spinning. I helped both of my playing partners search for stray balls to the right of this fairway. Then I almost played the wrong ball, and a rules official is gently pushing us to pick up our pace. So is this shot really a surprise?
Oh my god. This is just fucked.
When it rains, it pours. See this wedge here? Yeah, that's the last time I saw it for a few holes too, because I left it there. And my group's playing in front of me, and I'm still hacking my way up the hole, including this pitch that I'm desperately trying to get over this crest of this green. But it doesn't get there. And now I'll have a slippery 25-foot downhiller for par. I do manage to get it close, and after all is said and done, I'll walk off this hole with a bogey. I mentioned that driver has turned into a strength, and at least it feels good to hit this one on a string. But playing into wind, I'll still have a ways home on this long par 4. This is a well-struck 5 hybrid that leaves me with the simple pitch, and cameraman Yasha with a good reverse angle of this one. And I'm hoping after this one that I can finally settle into the round with a par. But no. The beatings will continue until morale improves. This is a tight dogleg left, and I catch my first break of the day when my draw avoids these trees and leaves me with just a short iron in. And after the rockiest start in memory, I give myself my first look at birdie today. And I'm not thinking about the disaster that led up to this. I'm just going through my routine, reading the putt from behind the hole, and then walking along the low side of the putt before standing behind it and visualizing my line. And lo and behold, I hit my line. But it doesn't quite have the pace. But for the first time today, we have a tap-in par. I'd love to build momentum here on 6, but a stray 3-wood off the tee catches some trees and leaves me over 200 out. So we'll need some magic here. But there's a bunker guarding the fat part of the green, and rather than trying a stupid shot after a bad shot, I'm just going to dink this hybrid as close as I can to the front right corner of the green.
Yeah, it was what I wanted to do. That was actually good.
And for better or worse, this punch-out might be the best shot I've hit so far today. And now I'll read this chip like a putt. I'm trying to visualize the ball making its way over this ridge and breaking left towards the hole. And now that I've retrieved the right wedge for this shot, I accelerate through it and execute on what I visualized. And we'll take the small victories. We've carded back-to-back pars for the first time today. We're happy to hit another drive on a string on 7 that plays a stroke hole 1, and we'll be left 180 out.
Oh my god, another shank. Oh my god.
They do say they come in threes.
Whew.
And on to the next. I land this one short right, and it winds up all the way pin high left. And like the second hole, we're left with the funky putt from the collar. and fortunately this time we put a better stroke on it. And while the cumulative score is spiraling, a bogey on stroke hole 1 is just fine. The round has felt about as chaotic as it's played out on video so far. I'm searching for a solid iron strike, and I find one here. And now it's on to one of the tougher putts of the day, a downhill double breaker. And it feels good to have judged this one really, really well. And I'll take my time before cleaning this one up. It's actually got a bit of break in it. And let's get Yash's take on it.
Oh my god.
The fuck was that?
I'll really have to calm myself before hitting the comebacker. It's actually longer than the last putt. Thank God. If we can draw one positive from the round so far, it's that the ball is mostly going where we want it to off the tee. And that's thanks to swing tweaks. I've been working with them for a few months now, and I'm pleased to say that so many of my viewers are too. It's as simple as filming your swing face on and down the line, and for the same price as a glove or a sleeve of balls, you'll get a personalized lesson from a PGA professional, complete with the narrated video analysis, notes, and drills to work on. Swing Tweaks provides professional advice in your pocket, and they're offering 20% off to my viewers who purchase their first swing tweak by using the code TWEAKERS. Just use the link in the description to get going. This is only our third green in regulation so far, and a 2-putt would be welcome to keep us under bogey golf on the front, and we're lucky to do just that. The frenetic pace continues to start the back, and I want to give a shout out to the Vancouver Golf Tour, their headline sponsor JM Media, and all of the volunteers for making this such a great event. They ensured rounds were only 4 hours long, with plenty of rules officials and volunteers available to make everything run smoothly.
I got unlucky.
The wind is really howling now, with my 120 club missing this pin 25 yards long. But this is a great effort with the wedge, and we should be able to get up and down. But how's this for a poor putt? We'll start the back 9 with another frustrating bogey. We'll pause here to get a sense of the wind. It's blowing so hard left that the plan is to hit one high up the right and have the wind push it back. But the golf gods have other ideas. It snags a tree and leaves me here, where I carve one back into the fairway with the 3-wood. And on the last hole we hit a wedge 145, and here we fail to get a 9-iron 120. And I'll be honest, it's here that I feel the round might be irrecoverable. And I'm forced to go high with a lob wedge here, and my distance control on these can be a bit hit or miss, and I'll have about 15 feet left for par. And just listen to what we're battling out here in terms of wind. In any event, I'll clean this one up for bogey. Club selection continues to be top of mind here. My smooth 7-iron is a 150 club, and I know the wind will get at 165 today, and with an extra 30 yards behind the pin, the 7-iron feels right. But nope, it flies a full 200, and the chip from the back of the green might have been a bad strike, and it might have been held up by the wind too. But in any event, the result is another 25-foot par putt, and I get it reasonably close and tap it in, and the bogey train continues. There are many ways to play this quirky short hole, but a hybrid up the right is usually safe.
No trouble.
And I'm not going to flirt with this sucker pin.
Oh, too conservative there.
But this one's going to leave me one of the longer putts on the golf course. It's all downhill once it crests a ridge on this green, so all I'm trying to do is get it there. But this is the kind of day I've been having. The downhiller won't be much easier. This one misses so low that even the 3-putt will be a test of nerves, but fortunately I knock it in. In my tournament here 2 years ago, I carded a disappointing 12 over 83, and I did want to use that as motivation to par out these final 5 holes.
Oh, man.
But execution today continues to be poor.
Big hot.
It's getting plain pathetic now. This one rolls up the face and only goes a few yards. And this is probably the worst shot of the golf tournament. Yash is hard-pressed to even follow this one. But to be honest, I'm most disappointed in myself about this one. I didn't get close to going through my routine here, and frankly, it got the outcome that it deserved. The comebacker, on the other hand, did get my attention, and there's some relief in avoiding a triple out there. We've waited all day for something to go right.
Oh, go away from that bunker. Be short.
And we do catch a break by avoiding the bunkers here on 15. And with just a wedge in, we do find the green here. And I'm determined not to repeat the mistake I made on the last hole. This downhiller deserves respect, and once I've settled on my line, I'm trying to visualize the ball going in at die speed. It's away, and at long last. It's another good drive here, although that's feeling like a bit of a hollow victory today.
So I have 270 here into a stiff wind. So I'm just hitting a 6-iron and trying to get it to around 100 so I can have wedge in. It's the angle I wanted, although it's a little right. Is wind helping or hurting? Hurting. Okay, so we're just gonna aim a little right of the pin with a half swing. Be good. Yeah, sit. Went long.
Another frustrating break from the golf gods, and another putt from off the green. And it will leave me a bit of work for par, but fortunately I knock it in. With driver cooperating, I'm trying to draw this one up the left, but the angle proves to be a bit aggressive.
Whoa, oh, now it needs to stop though.
But I do get away with it. But this short wedge, I don't get away with.
Oh, wow.
It's one more putt from off the green. Uphill for 10 feet, and downhill for the next 15 or 20. And it's pretty well judged. And this downhiller breaks a bit. And I overread it, en route to one more frustrating bogey. This day hasn't gone according to plan.
Whoa, get away with it.
But I'm still trying to draw positives where I can.
Wasn't what I wanted, but it's in the fairway, I guess.
I hit my wedge the right number here on 18, but a bit offline.
Bounce right.
And it's one more fringe putt to end the day. And as I tidy this one up for par, I'll repeat that tournament golf is another animal, and we'll hope for a much better result on day 2.